There lived a king called King Adaite. He ruled over the land of Aluko. He has a lot of lands, servants, and palace guards. He is a very greedy king. He wants to have more than necessary. He wants fames and gifts. He had 3 wives and 12 children. He was walking round in the palace garden and decided to walk to the palace guard's quarters when he saw a beautiful lady bathing. The king stopped and watched her bathing. After bathing, she came out from the bathroom and was shocked to see the king. She was speechless, covered herself and ran into the house. The king left. The next day, the king sent for Tola, who is the husband to Remy, who he saw bathing in the bedroom. Tola, I want you to go to my rice mill and be the head of the workers. Okay, my king, I have to tell my wife to get prepared so we can leave early tomorrow morning. Tola, don't bother. Go alone and come back later for your wife. She'll be taken good care of. Be rest assured. Tola went to his apartment, told Remy what the king said. Remy told her husband what happened the previous day. She said, I was bathing in the quarters general bedroom when I saw the king standing at the door of the bedroom. I was shocked and quickly ran to our room. Tola, the king was looking at me lustfully. Tola told her not to worry. The king has no interest in her. He held Remy's hands and said, my wife, you are in safe hands. So now help me with the arrangements. Did you know that where the rice mill is very far from this place? Remy assisted him and served his dinner, and they all went to sleep. The next day, Tola left for Iba, where the rice mill is located. It's a 7-hour journey from Aluko village. Few days later, King Adaite sent for Remy. She came immediately. She got the message from the king. The king told Remy, you will be my wife henceforth. She was surprised. She could not argue or reject because, according to the law of the land, no one argued with the king. The king took over the wife of Tola, his palace guard. Tola heard the news. He was sad, but there is nothing he could do. He concentrated on his work and prayed that one day he will get his wife back. The king was riding on his ox, going round the village, when he saw a man who has a beautiful vineyard. He looked at the vineyard and he said to himself, I want this beautiful vineyard. He called the man and told him he wants his vineyard. The man told the king that this is the only vineyard he has, so he refused to give the king his vineyard. The king got angry and commanded his palace guards to arrest him and take him to the palace prison. And he took over the man's vineyard. A dwarf lived in the outskirts of the village. He has the power to bless. The king desired in his heart to have goods. He heard about the dwarf. He left the palace without his palace guards and traveled to see the dwarf. He met the dwarf, told him that I wish whatever I touch becomes good. The dwarf fulfilled the king's wish, and the king left. On his way going, he touched stones, and they all turned to gold. He picked them and put in his bag, and he was happy. When he got to the palace, his wives and his 12 children ran to welcome him. They all touched him and they turned to ugly statue. He cried, saying that this is not what he wanted. Forgetting, the dwarf told him to avoid his wives and children from touching him, or else the power will vanish. Few minutes later, the king also turned to a statue. The people of Aluko saw what happened to the king, and they said it serves him right. At last, we are free from this greedy and selfish king. Remi went back to her husband, Tola, and the man who owned the beautiful vineyard was released from the palace prison. He claimed back his vineyard. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe and click the notification bell for more interesting stories.